I've got two people here. I've got Izzy and Vicky, and they're from the University of Bath, and as their t-shirts say, they're from the Centre for Sustainable Chemical Technologies. So you'd better start by explaining what that is.
Well, the Centre for Sustainable Chemical Technologies is a centre at the University of Bath that allows PhD students to analyze and evaluate sustainable technologies. And it might sound a bit weird, because what are sustainable chemical technologies? And that's what we try to explain in our stand here at the Festival of Nature. So we bring forward issues regarding energy, regarding water treatment, and using renewable feedstocks to produce, for instance, plastics from renewable materials. I know Izzy has brought some stuff along to show as well, which we are showing in our tent.
Okay. So let me ask you, can you just give us an example then of a sustainable chemical technology? Is that what you're holding in your hand?
Well, here I have some pine needles, and one of the things we can do with pine needles is we can extract a molecule from them that naturally occurs in pine needles. It's a chemical called pinene, and if we do some chemical processes to that, one of the things we can make from it is this, which is a plastic made out of the chemicals from pine needles. So this is what my colleague has made in the lab. And if you come to our stand, you can find out also how we can make polymers and plastics from orange peel as well.
It's got, yeah, so yours has got the amazing orangey smell when you come in. You've got like these glass jars of things in there. That's you, is it?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. We can.
And so what kind of plastics could it be used for then?
Well, there's all sorts of applications, and it depends a lot on the structure of and how you process the plastic when you're making it. So some of the plastics you can make from plants happen to be biodegradable. Some of them aren't. It just depends on how you do the process to make them.
Yeah. And I want to just mention this because there's been a lot of talk recently about the fact there aren't enough women who are working in science and technology, and here you two are excellent examples of women in this field. What would you say to anyone who may be at the decision-making stage, you know, sort of growing up thinking, I really like science, especially, you know, girls, young women, because there aren't enough of them represented in this sector. What's the cool thing about picking a career or choosing to study sciences?
Well, for me, it's been a very natural thing. I was always interested in biology, in physics, chemistry as well, and I just tend to do the things I like to do. So if you're interested in it, just go for it. Why wouldn't you do something you like and that interests you?
Yeah, exactly. I just repeat, what Vicky said. I mean, it doesn't really matter who you are. If you're interested in science, just go for it. Study science at school if you enjoy it. Maybe go to university as well, or not, whatever you want to do. I mean.
Is this what you're studying now as PhD students? Is this the kind of field that you would move into, looking into the future for sustainable materials and technologies that we might create?
Yes, definitely. I've always been interested in things that are sustainable, and I don't really have the chemistry background. I'm an engineer, and I've always wanted to do stuff that's actually useful, that can be implemented in real life as well. So now in my PhD, I also work with food waste, with wastewater, and try to valorize and treat it simultaneously.
So what does that mean?
It means that I try to make compounds out of waste and stop seeing waste as something we have to throw away and dispose, but actually we could use it as a resource to make products, to make chemicals, to make energy.
And have you got any sort of specific example you're working on?
Well, now I'm working on food waste and how fermentation processes, similar to anaerobic digestion, could create short-chain fatty acids, which are actually just useful chemicals, starting materials to produce other compounds from.
Okay. That's the limit to my science, but but it's interesting to hear the sort of, you know, where we're looking, what's the next thing going to be, and, you know, tackling waste is a problem that we're much more aware of now, trying to reduce the amount you create in the first place. But then when you have got it, what useful things may you be able to do with it? So interesting. How about you?
Sorry, what do you want to know?
What are you hoping that you might be able to do after you finished your PhD?
Well, I haven't decided yet, but there are so many different technologies that need to be developed in order to tackle the problem of sustainability. There's not like one big solution, oh, we can make all our energy from this one source. So there are so many different things that we can research, and I'm naturally quite indecisive, so I haven't quite decided which of those ones I want to focus my research on yet, but there are so many different opportunities.
Yeah. And in terms of doing a PhD as well, just to kind of demystify a little bit of what that involves, I'm guessing it's you have an idea to start off with, a theory maybe that you're looking to prove or disprove, and you do a series of experiments and write about it?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So often you'll have well, the way science works, you may maybe have an idea of how something happens or why, and then you'll make predictions about what that'll mean for future experiments, and then you can do an experiment to test your prediction and see if you were right. And quite a lot of the time in science and engineering, we're trying to, or particularly in our Centre for Sustainable Chemical Technologies, we're trying to develop technologies as well. So we might have an idea of a way of doing something, and then we try and think of a better way of doing it. And so we test that idea and see if we can make a better way of producing energy or a way of producing plastics.
Well, very nice to meet both of you. Thank you for coming on.